Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's about time we expanded this base a little bit. Welcome back to another multiplayer video. Today, as I said, we're going to be expanding the base because we've been playing on this save during my live streams, which you can find every Sunday, and we've done a relatively good job to get us started off with. We've got a workbench, we've got a little 1x1 right here, and we've got a whole bunch of storage in here. However, it is feeling ever so cramped. So today I'm going to essentially blueprint and hopefully build an expansion to this base. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the outer walls and then we're going to work our way along. So we're going to come along, along, and then probably feed into maybe this part of the wall here, this grandeur wall right here. This wall, if you don't know, or if you don't know anything about SCUM, is the separation of the rest of the island. The main wall spreads across the very north and the very east of the entire map. The reason for this is because this is technically only a portion of the island. So, as you can see, it's very big. And people do tend to build on this. Now, what I'm using this for is essentially just a way to make it impossible to backdoor my base, okay? So all I'm doing is using this indestructible wall with these destructible walls, and I'm putting myself in a bit of a corner. But I'm very much in Delta 4, I'm very much all the way at the top. There's currently about 60 players online at the moment. They are busy down in these regions, these bottom 4x5 regions down here. So from the Charlie sector down, they're all down there. I know a lot of people kind of dwell in the northern sectors. A lot of people kind of dwell in the city and they kind of go up to D4 airfield. But besides that, the kind of snowy areas, not a lot of people tend to kind of hang around here. It's not the best of locations to be kind of hanging about. So without further ado, let's get some base building done. This is predominantly going to be a base building video today, ladies and gentlemen, so if you're expecting anything different, I do apologise. I just need to get a relatively decent build established right now. So that's 5.1. We're going to flip that so the spikes are on the outside, okay? We're going to flip that so the spikes are on the outside. Now, I do have on me a very convenient saw, but I will need possibly... I might actually grab myself another melee weapon. So where are my melees? Melee. So what we want is predominantly a bladed weapon. So I'm going to make use of the cleavers actually. I'm actually going to put my saw away. I'm going to make use of the cleavers and this knife here. These two knives I can probably make use of as well. I'm going to leave one of the bushmen, and you're probably wondering why you're not using the axe. We've got the chainsaw. We don't really need an axe at this point. We can just use the chainsaw, and if we really need to, we can use the cleavers to cut up small sticks and such. So what we need is a whole bunch of logs. Now let's hopefully get this the second try round. Success! What we're going to do is we're just going to cut down. We don't want to search, we want to cut into wooden logs. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a nice big area of wood essentially. So there's only 2 out of that, which is fine. We're going to cut down this tree. This should give us at least 5 or 6 logs. Oh, that gave us way more than 6, actually. That's really good. So, let's just keep on with cutting down the area here. We're not going to go very deep into this forest here. We're only going to cut down maybe 4 or 5 trees. We won't need a silly amount of wood for this. We'll only need so much. And I think we're going to get plenty from this. And the benefit of this is if you use a chainsaw... Oh... I didn't want to do that, I just wanted to turn it off. Well, convenient for me, it's not going to turn back on. If you use a chainsaw, you're going to get way more logs back, or more bang for your buck, basically. Use the chainsaw to cut... Oh my god. Use the chainsaw to kind of cut these things into planks. You'll get 6... No. Yeah, you'll get 6. You'll get 6 planks if you use the chainsaw. If you use just a regular axe, you will only get 4. So it's more cost effective to actually use the chainsaw than it is anything else really. So I know I'm probably going to get the comments in my comment section. Why are you not building a box? You know you can build a box and transport all those logs at one time. I know. Just let me play the game how I want to play it. If I want to play it the silly way, I'm going to play it the silly way. But that comment will probably stand in the long term. If you do want to move a large portion of materials, like for example a whole bunch of logs, build yourself a metal box. You can do what I'm doing, but I know I'm in relative safety. For a lot of people that play multiplayer servers, they are probably not in relative safety, because everybody else is prowling around. Everybody's kind of looking for those people to loot and kill. Another thing that you need to be watching out for is people camping your base. Now, I don't want to say that I camped someone's base, but I definitely did take advantage of the fact that they were using a chainsaw outside at their base. So, as you can imagine, it's a viable strategy to kind of quickly grab yourself some loot, but the moment they respawn inside their base, they're going to have access to a big arsenal, and they're also going to be inside their base, which means they're in a defense point. So they're now in the advantage. So just be careful when you're out kind of, doing this stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of these logs over to the base. So this is going to take me a little bit of a minute. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I didn't gather all of them. There's still quite a good portion out there. In fact, I'm going to go grab the sticks, the bundles of sticks actually. I'm going to just quickly grab this and bring it over here. You can do this, you can kind of haul things like this, and it makes things a lot easier, but you can only do it one at a time. So just bear that in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of the cleavers in my hands, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn these all into... Oh, we can't chop this. Guess we need to use an axe. In fact, we'll use a saw. We'll keep the saw on us right now, because this is what we're going to use to cut up these sticks. Do not use the chainsaw on the sticks, on the tree branches. Use a saw, use an axe, use a primitive axe, a metal axe. Just use an axe, okay? Trust me when I say it, you'll get less back if you use a chainsaw. You'll get more back if you actually just use a handsaw. There we go. Look how much sticks you get from that. That's an unreasonable amount of sticks. This is also going to be a lot easier doing it this way. Now that I've got an absolute abundance of materials to choose from, I could make this base really, really big. And the other benefit is, because I'm creating more space for myself, I can now create possibly even more storage, even more building, smaller buildings. I could even create a modular building inside here. Inside this little gap right here. So there's endless possibilities. As soon as he gets done sawing. As you can tell, he's actually having a bit of a heart attack at the same time. Right. Am I close to any of these sticks? I'm not. Okay, we want, in fact, tell you what, we'll take, see the wee wooden sticks? We'll leave the wee wooden sticks for right now, because they're going to be a pain in the backside. What we will do is we will take all the big sticks, so close that up a wee bit, and we'll grab all the big sticks. So anything that says long sticks, we're going to take, and we're going to turn them into small sticks. Like that. Now, whatever the hell you do not press Shift F on this when you've not turned these into small sticks. Right, I'll be back in just a second. I don't want to bore you guys to tears with the whole sawing of long sticks. So give me just a second. And hey, just like that, we've all got small sticks. Easy peasy, right? Now we just have to get the planks, which means we need to do even more cutting. So let's get some cutting done. So we'll need 4 total. We'll need 4 of these bad boys. And let's get our chainsaw out. Now it's convenient that I've placed the sticks where they are, because what I can do is I can drag this wall across here now. I really hope this has got fuel in it actually. Now that I come to think about it. This isn't sounding good at all. This isn't good. If I don't get this in the 4th try, then things are starting to look a wee bit hairy. Has this even got any fuel in it? Okay, it's got 32%. It's got 32% of fuel. Oh, come on. Hurry up. Thank you. Right, wooden planks, go. You wouldn't believe it, but cutting logs apparently costs stamina. There we go. All these... Oh, so many planks. Okay, this should leave us with 4. 4 planks total. And then Control F. Right. What we now want to do is Alt C, which is your last crafted item. Flip that. Shift F. Just double check that we've got everything. It seems as though we do. Alright, let's cut down some more logs into planks. That's 6. I need to be careful where I stand here as well, because we are going to be using long sticks if we're not careful. %22% stamina right now. I'm just going to do Shift F. So we need 1 more. Did you run out of fuel? Don't tell me we ran out of fuel. Have we ran out of fuel? It'll tell us in the bottom left-hand corner of the chainsaw we're at 0%. That is totally unfortunate. Which means we need to put away the chainsaw. Melee, and we need to whip out the axe. This is a bit of an issue because now I'm having to resort to manual cutting of logs, which isn't the best. You're only going to get... Oh, we can also use a saw. I forgot about that. Into planks. This should be enough. It goes from using 1 log to using 2 logs. See what I mean? Okay, let's get a door on this bad boy. Okay, we just need some nails, which we can definitely get because I've got plenty in my crafting box. There's 8. Cool. And now we're going to go back into our base building. Crafting wall. Now, do I want a 5-meter wall or do I want that meter wall? Do I want that edge or do I want... That does give me a large portion of room to work with, but I don't want to make this too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 5-meter wall. Like that. And then use this corner, I think. Yeah, that should be okay. That should be fine. And what does it need? 20 logs, so we need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, handheld tools, I know technically a chainsaw is a handheld tool, but a handheld tool using your own power, like non-power tools, you will usually get 2 or 4 less for what you get back from it. And when it comes to planks, it's 4 for log on manual kind of tools like an axe and a normal handsaw. And as you saw from the chainsaw, you get 6, so you get 2 additional for using a chainsaw. So there is a benefit to using the loud instrument. That should be 20. Magic. So what we want to do now is we want to essentially gather all these wee small sticks. In fact, do you know what we could do, which would make this a lot easier? We're going to go into crafting, we're going to go to items, and we're going to scroll down until we get to bundle of small sticks, and we're just going to auto craft that. And it will grab 3 to 5 small sticks. So there's 5. There's 10. There's 15. There's 20. So I think we only need 20 for this, so we could stop here now. So all we have to do now is walk over here a wee bit, whilst also grabbing the small bundles of sticks like this. Walk over to the edge over here, and then we can uncraft these, and it will give us a total of 20 small sticks. Uncraft, there's 5, 10, 15, and there's 20. And that's the wall built. Okay, Alt-C. We can't do Alt-C because we did an item instead of a base building element. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Let's get it right against the wall. Remember to always have this arrow pointed out the way, because technically there is a soft side and a hard side to this game. With the new penetration values in the game, we can also actually do this inside now. We don't have to stand outside. We can actually do it with this within the confines of our base now. So we can move into relative safety now. What does this need? This needs... So we'll need 10 logs. How many logs have we got? We've got 3, 6. We're going to need to go gather some more logs, unfortunately. But handy for us, there's plenty right here. So I'm just going to quickly shimmy these over. So we only need 4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'm going to take all of them actually, because we're going to need some for the door. We need some for our door, and I might do some modular base building. What I really wanted to do today is get this wall expanded a little bit, this base expanded, just so I can do extra stuff on the live stream, extra stuff in the and off camera as well. Right, let's move all these inside. The convenient thing, or the handy thing is I'm so far away from all the other players. The only people that would probably be coming up here are folk with cars, that are actually going out of their way to find people. And I want to say I'm in a relatively safe spot. I'm in a relatively kind of secluded area. The benefit for me is obviously not a lot of players, but the downside obviously is for folk that are wanting PvP side of things, you are pretty much putting yourself in like the most furthest away point. I could have built a base down here in the middle section of the map, but you saw firsthand, if you saw the live stream, there is a base over here, and I killed that guy. And it's just part of the game. I only took his chainsaw, which ultimately I ended up dropping off later because it was just too heavy. It was an item that was just way too heavy for me to carry, to take anywhere as well. There was no point carrying it. Just denying him or denying them the ability to continue their base is a strategy. It is a strategy. So I want to say I did a decent job of that, but it also means that I could be subject to that if I was to build my base down there. Does that make me a bit of a pansy? A little bit. But you know what? It means I'm going to be relatively safe in a space where I know there are very few players. And the few players that are here in this area, they don't tend to stick around bases too long, because I don't know if you've all seen like the outside of my base. There's very little concealment. There's a whole bunch of trees out the front, sure. There's also a whole bunch of bushes that realistically you're probably going to get spotted anyway. There we go. We just need the sticks now. Like, the only cover they've got is that rock face over there and the mountains of trees over here. But between the trees and here is a dead zone. It's no man's land. Did I do that purposely? No, I just saw a cool little spot for a 1x1, and it was just convenient at the time. There's no thinking behind this base. There's no inner secret as to this base is impenetrable or this base is like the best or anything. There's nothing behind it. It's just me going, I need a base. I need somewhere to stock stuff. We'll just do it this way. We'll just do it this way because this way is the easier way and it's less resource intensive. Now it's completely resource intensive. I've completely gone back on my my word here. But it does in fact mean, I mean, I could keep that and just build stuff out here. So it's like a what do you call it? An airlock. I could technically just leave this bare. And the likelihood of someone parachuting, by the way, into here, very low. Unless they've obviously got a pilot, someone who's flying a plane to drop them off here. But even then, like, there's very little chance of them getting into anything right now. And if they do get into anything, they can't get back out again. Because obviously that's wedged, the 1x1 is wedged against the corner there. So there's realistically there's no way out. Because there's nothing to climb on, there's nothing to kind of bounce off of. If they try and climb on the edges here, they will get hurt, they will sustain damage. It can kill them. It will reduce them to a limp. So if, for example, I was to log in and I saw them limping, you know fine well I'm going to go into my base, get the Car 98K and just gat someone. I think you guys would be the same. I think you guys would do the exact same. But there we go, wall complete. Now we get the door. So we need 2 planks. Okay, that's easy enough to do. So we just have to cut one plank or cut one log, and then we get the 2 planks. And we've still got spare logs in here as well. Hey, medium survival skill, nice. Which means I get my cardinal directions now. No longer north, I get my cardinal directions now, which is pretty cool. Right, let's get the... Have I got one in here? I do. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll quickly remove a silver lock from that. Doesn't matter the quality of the lock, by the way. Do not be put off by the fact that this says 17%. It's still a viable lock. It's still as good as one that's 100%, so don't worry about that. Right, what we can do now is we can probably take this down. So let's just destroy this. Yeah, let's just destroy this. It's nice and open base. There we go. I do wish sometimes that we could get like a reimbursement for the like a recycle value. Like you get so many items back from constructed buildings and stuff like that. Because oh, see, before I do anything, remove that silver lock. Put that silver lock in my pocket. We want to destroy that single door. Right, we don't have to do that. We can destroy the wood frame and it'll destroy the door with it. There we go. Destroy this little half meter. And then we're going to destroy, I think that's a 2 meter or a... It's a 1 meter. Okay, we'll destroy that. Now everything's looking nice and open. Which is very convenient for me because now what I can do is I can start building, well, a better base. I can start building a better modular base. Bonza, there we go. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to build it right there. And just like that, we can probably get the foundations built for this. So I'm going to take the wire. There we go. Look at that. Easy peasy. It's a little 2x2 now. Instead of a 1x1. Okay. What I'm going to do... What am I going to do here? Am I going to do a double door? I'm going to do a single door. Single door there. I'm going to do a simple wall panel here. Oh, that's very convenient. That, however, is not convenient. That is not good. That is unfortunate. Can I use this? No, I can't. That's not good. I didn't want that to happen. We may have to tear this down, ladies and gentlemen. Because if I can't place walls here, if I can't place anything on this wall here, it's going to cause a bit of an upset. So guess what we have to do? We need to move everything over by like a couple of inches. Well, that's sad. But that goes to show you need to do a little bit of planning. It's all about planning. It's literally all about planning. You need to get this stuff right first time round. Right there. That should be satisfactory. Right. Whilst we've kind of got the base kind of upgraded a little bit. I didn't mean to do that. Crafts, we'll put that in there. Put that in there, put that in there. What we'll do is we'll kit ourselves out and we'll go out and do some stuff, shall we? I feel like I need some extra materials. I definitely need some extra items on this bad boy. Which means I need to go out and get some more locks as well. Locks, more items, possibly a fuel source, possibly a fuel container. That would be quite useful. I'm going to be taking the improvised rifle because the improvised rifle I've not used in a little while and I would like to use it. I would like to use my sluggies, seeing as how I've got a bank of 2 stacks. I'm going to do a double whammy on that. And we'll leave that standing as it is. Right, are we loaded? We are loaded. Okay. Let's go for our clothing. What do we need? We need a helmet. We need some sort of head item. Preferably not my helmet. Oh! Restart. I'll be back in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, the server finally restarted. It only restarted like 2 or 3 times. Anyway, base is looking good. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's run, ladies and gentlemen. We're running. We were running. What we can probably do is probably go into the local town in Delta 3. Because I'm feeling a little bit spicy today. So let's see what we can find. What we're going to go for is we're going to go for some materials. We're going to go for some nuts. We're going to go some bolts, nails. We're basically going to be going for some crafting material because realistically, a lot of people in this server are very, very well equipped, very well geared, and I'm not. I mean, for God's sake, I've got an improvised rifle on my back, and I just want to have the ability to kind of guerrilla warfare a couple of people, because I think that's the only way that I'm going to succeed. So I can't take them head on. I need to be sneaky. I need to be silly sneaky, essentially. So we're going to go to the local town and see if we can find some additional crafting material to possibly get ourselves an improvised scope, we'll go into the police, the PD, the police department, and we'll see if we can find anything in there. We are heading dead south, I believe, so we're going to head a little bit more to the east. Very happy that we got medium survival though. That's a big must. Especially if you've not got a compass. For folk who don't really know their cardinal directions and don't know the layout of the map, having some cardinal directions to kind of reference to makes things a lot easier, especially when you're traversing a big map like this. Of course, my character is completely exhausted already. Food's going up because I ate some raisins. Water's going up. I had a drink of water, so we've got raisins and water. I think the other main thing that we need to take away today is potentially some food. If we can find some canned goods, I'm going to eat it on the spot. If we don't find any canned goods, we find just recipe items like little ingredient items and stuff like that, like pasta and stuff like that. We'll just take it. We'll run home, and in another episode or another time, we'll probably try and get ourselves an electrical generator, a small one, an electric stove, a pot, a pan, and we'll see what we can do in terms of water. We'll try and get ourselves a well, so we've got a renewable source of water that we don't have to kind of venture too far out to try and get extra water from like different sources, like this pond over here, which is connected to this bunker over here. It genuinely feels like my character weighs a lot more than he used to. He's not carrying very much. Bear in mind it's 8 kilograms. That improvised stab-proof vest is 8 kilos. That's probably what's weighing me down. That makes more sense. It's only at 50%. I can't repair it with anything. Just keeping my eyes out here because we are approaching the town. But I can't really repair this. There's no repair item. There's no repair item option. So it's like a one and done improvised stab-proof vest. Now, this is a good wee spot right here. I'm going to find a little tree. I'm going to whip out my binos. And we're going to have a little look-see. I'm a massive advocate for using binoculars in this game. Because it does allow you to see way more than you think you can see. There's a ruined hunting post right there. Now, with the amount of players that were on before the restart, there's probably more joining now. Bear in mind it's peak time in the EU, or the UK, or whatever you want to say. I can hear one to my right. Where is he? Or where is she? I can hear her. I think she's in the... Oh, there she's there. Cool. Oh. Ow. Using the tactical tomahawk. This thing is brutal, by the way. This thing right here. Beautiful weapon. Beautiful weapon. Tech 1. Tactical tomahawk. Alright, let's get the gun out. Now, without being spotted again... Wait, where did he put that? Did he drop it? He dropped it! Alright, let's go. Let's go. I'm also a massive advocate for this improvised rain jacket. It's the only thing that gives you a hood. With the hood up, essentially. Having the hood up conceals you a lot better than most things will in this game. Ouch. Die, 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 die. Oh, is improvised stab-proof vest getting used? It is. There's an alarming amount of puppets here. I'm also bleeding as well, which isn't too great. Yeah, I want to go in there. Right, before I go in there, I'm going to go in the kiosk. What we got? Orange juice, Kruger. We're not going to bother with the Kruger because I'm not really a big fan of the Kruger. Apple. Grapefruit juice. Anything that I can use for cooking, anything that I can just consume quickly. Alright, PD time. That's a good find. That's also a good find. It doesn't look like there's anybody... Nobody's been here so far. All the doors are closed. There's some shotty rounds. I don't want to open the door though. Slug rounds. Oh, yes. Get that on my face. Canned goods. 9mm would be good actually because I need to make some 9mm. I need something to use the 9mm as well. I did see an M9 magazine back there as well. Nah. More clothing items would be beneficial to me right now than anything else because I'm quite low on clothing. The big toolkit though is a big positive. That's a big positive. Right, what's in here? We've got a Bushman. I don't want to take that actually. I certainly don't want to get rid of that. Right, they've damaged my... They've actually damaged my improvised raincoat. Whoa, that was a lot of stuff right there in one go. Give me that. Now, there is a likelihood that I will see NPCs here as well, which... Oh, hello. M9. Another one. 2 M9 magazines. Just need to find an M9. Another M9 magazine. Chocolate. Block 21. I don't have a screwdriver, so I'm not even gonna... There's... Well, I say I'm not gonna even attempt. I can't attempt because I don't have the items to actually unlock any of these. I'm gonna go in the roof though, which is probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. Block 21 mag, tracer rounds. Oh, hello. Thank you. I'll take that. Right. Fastest way to get off a PD roof, jump off the back. Oh, that's exactly what I was waiting for. Okay, he's hurt. I don't want him to hit me. How's this suppressor holding up? Now that I've got that big toolbox, I can repair it as well. Oh, medical items. Now that's a good shout. Anybody want a crutch? I'm just going to blast them, actually. So those vitamin blasters, I'm just going to blast them. Another emergency bandage. Good. Emergency bandages are much better than regular rags. Pair of scissors, always welcome. More rags. I'm actually going to take that because that allows me to create even more improvised raincoats as well. Okay, she's not aggroed. I thought she might have been aggroed there. I could go back and loot these guys and see what they've got. Cotton hoodie. Oh, he's despawned, I think. Oh no, he's not. What's he got? Hippie stuff on? Broadhead arrow. Last time I was here, the NPCs were not level 1s, they were actually level 4s, which was very, very alarming. Level 4s are not... Well, I say level 4s are not supposed to be here. Level 4s can be absolutely anywhere if you really think about it. But the fact that they were in here... It was level 4s that were in here. And, aye, gave me such a fright. I think that was on the live stream that happened. Now, like I said at the very start, even though I'm in an area where there isn't a lot of players, doesn't mean there's no players. Still means that there could be someone here. There could potentially someone waiting in this village for me. They could be ambushing me. They could just run up behind me and just blast me. So there is an element of caution that you need to kind of... Oh, hello. There's an element of caution you kind of need to deploy when it comes to towns like this. How much does that weigh? 100 grams. Uncle Pong's rice. Yep. Wait a minute. One there. Hold on a second. An electric generator. Just out in the open. Raise your front seat. Take those, put them in my pocket. Take that, put it in my pocket. I'm going to take the electric generator. Oh. And that unfortunately places me overweight. So if we run into any sort of trouble, we'll need to drop this and retaliate. I could get rid of the improvised stab-proof vest. There's a lot of puppets here. There's a lot of puppets here. Okay. So far, so... So far, so good. Doing the serpentine because I think I thought I heard footsteps over in the PD. All right, it's time to run home with an electrical generator. I am very tempted to drop my improvised armor. Yeah, improvised armor's getting dropped. I did make it for the sole fact of defeating puppets, but like, if it's gonna be this heavy trying to get home, it doesn't seem like I've got a long way to go. But at this speed, it's like it's dragging ass. Last thing I need is someone coming along that road, like driving along that road. They'll be able to see me. Dark figure in a big light field definitely will be able to see me. I must find the shadows. Right, I'm in the shadows. I'm fine. Safe. This is the part of multiplayer that not a lot of people get to see. A lot of folk kind of concentrate on the action and what they're doing on multiplayer videos and stuff like that. At least from what I've found. But for the most part, there's a lot of times where you are actually just slogging home a whole bunch of loot that you can definitely use for a later period. But this electrical generator, this is going to be put to such great use. Oh! There's a base right there. See it? Avoid the puppet. I don't want to trigger anything. Whoever those players are in that base, if they're home, if they hear the puppet screaming, they're essentially a landmine, and they're an early notification system to tell them there might be players out there outside their walls. So trying to keep a low profile, try and keep your footprint very small. It's the best way of going about things. But like I said, a lot of videos very much concentrate on the action of the game. You don't necessarily see a lot of players kind of playing the way that I do. Maybe it's just a different way of playing, or different way of featuring things. But when I play this game, I am playing as a solo. I play alone. I don't play with a group. It's not that I don't have a group to fall back on, or I don't have a group to play with. I just prefer to do things by myself. But saying that, I will have a very special guest on relatively soon, actually. I will have a little special guest on, and she knows who she is. If she's watching this video, of course, which she probably is. But what we're going to do is I'm probably going to run it as a duo going forward after this, or after a couple of episodes. Oh man, that's a big open scape. There's a hill on my right as well. Big open field, not the greatest. Not the greatest, but I'm gonna drop this for a second. I need to get my stamina back. But yeah, I'll have a little special guest on going forward. That's also partly the reason why the base is in a way expanding a little bit. There is rhyme and reason to my madness. There's rhyme and reason to the decisions that I make as well. Sometimes there's not any like decision. There's no reason for my decisions. It's just do it. Just wing it. Just wing it. Oh, I don't like this. I never like jogging in an open scape like this because the likelihood of me getting domed is very high. Now, I'll keep repeating myself, even though this is a low traffic area, doesn't mean there won't be any players here. There could be a team here. There could be a literal 5-man group roaming this area. And I just don't know about it. You just never know. You genuinely never know. There's always an element of puckered butt syndrome is what I want to call it. PB syndrome. Or PA syndrome. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're halfway. It's actually a good thing that we left that area because look what's just south of that town. A loot drop. And when a loot drop initiates or lands, it's carnage. I mean, a few people saw it in my live stream. They saw a team of like 3 or 4 guys, and they were openly using M249s and stuff like that. They were kitted out to the max. And then there's me. Then there's little old me. I would prefer to have a scope on my weapons at this point, because at this, I know fine well that I'm not going to do well in close engagements. I know I'll be able to get them from distance. So the plan will probably be to get 4 times optical zooms, 6 times, 12 times, the hunting scopes and stuff like that, P223 scopes, M82A1 scope. We're almost home. We're almost there. Another little open expanse here, and then that's us home. Small expanse, and then we're home. I could have jump cut this, but this is base building. You know what's involved in base building. But when you're overburdened, when you're overweight, and you're weighed down by loot, and you need to try and get home, this is just what you have to do. Unless you've obviously got a vehicle, but if you've not got a vehicle like me, then this is the only way of doing it. Right, we'll turn north in just a second here. We're heading bearing 330 for now. And then we'll start to gradually turn to our true north. Might even see the base before we even have to turn. Actually, speaking of which, where is the base? We should be able to see it through the tree line. If we keep going this way, we'll definitely spot it. I can almost see the wall. I can see little fragments of the wall. Is that it there? Through there, through that gap? Might be. Being overburdened is quite a challenge though. I understand a few people might find this boring, but again, this is just how this game's played, in my opinion. Just moving things to and from your base and stuff like that. If you find something that you want, you need to move it. You don't have a vehicle, you need to do it by foot. Or by hand. Base is actually well concealed. Even though it's right beside a massive wall. It's quite well concealed. I think it's quite well concealed. So if we go through this bush, it should just pop into view. There, it's there. Living on the wall. So we've got a workbench, we've got an electrical generator. All we need now is a well. All we need now is a portable stove. And that's us. Oh, look at that. And we can put it right in this corner right here. Speaking of which, let's check it. It's got 8% gasoline. That's not a lot, unfortunately, but it's something. It's a something, you know what I mean? It won't be the worst thing in the world, but like that's silly. Right, crafting, shoots, all in the shoots, munchies, crafting, clothing. I put that in melee just because I can. Munchies, Kishmavoka, crafting. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got time for you, unfortunately. I do understand some people might find it a little bit boring, but to other people it may be quite interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed today's video, tell me what you think in the comments below. Remember to leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you want to stick around for more multiplayer videos on SCUM, consider ringing the little bell. Remember to subscribe, ring the little bell, select all, and you'll be updated with the latest video on this channel. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and before I forget, if you want to support me a little bit further, consider clicking the join button and become a YouTube member, or click the link in the description for the Patreon, pledge however much you like. Any and all support is very much welcome and appreciated. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Mr. Vero. This has been a multiplayer video. I'll see you all another time.